cockroach. Think you're doing? And he pops up someplace else.
A scientist badly scarred by mobsters turns into a crime fighter in the new adventure film called Darkman. It's one of 5 new movies we'll be reviewing this week on Siskel and Ebert. We'll also be reviewing David Lynch's new picture, Wild at Heart. I'm Gene Siskel of the Chicago Tribune.
I'm Roger Ebert of the Chicago Sun-Times. One curious thing about Darkman is that this movie looks and feels like the film version of a comic book, like a Batman or Dick Tracy, even though it's an original screenplay. It has all of the elements of one of those origin episodes that the comic book fans like to collect, the ones where they discover the story of how the superhero got to be that way and why, all about his childhood or his key experiences. In the case of Darkman, a scientist played by Liam Neeson is working on a way to create artificial skin. He wants to be able to rebuild human faces when his own face is hideously scarred by some mobsters who dunk him in a vat of acid. Darkman somehow survives the attack, escapes from the hospital, and resumes his research in a secret laboratory. Darkman was directed by Sam Raimi, who made both of the Evil Dead movies. I like the second one a lot, and it features some new twists on violence, including Darkman's revenge on one of the men who destroyed his life.
Didn't Robert see the rat? I told you everything! Why don't you pretend you didn't?
Darkman's strategy in the movie is to make duplicate faces of the bad guys so he can pose as any one of them. Here's a tricky scene where a villain meets his own double.
Shoot him! Shoot him!
Which one is the rat?
Not me, him! Shoot him! Shoot him!
And that's one of several original things in this movie where the director, Sam Raimi, comes up not with just recycled stunts and gags out of old action pictures, but original ideas. That actor, by the way, was Larry Drake, who plays Benny on L.A. Law. And here, really, it's one of my favorite scenes in the movie where he's in the revolving door with himself, and even the audience is confused as to which guy is Darkman and which guy is the bad guy. This movie has a lot of original twists to it. One of the things I liked about Sam Raimi and his low-budget films like Evil Dead 2 was that even though he's working in a genre that everybody knows all about, he comes up with new ideas. In this one, the whole sequence where people are hanging from that skyscraper was interesting. The whole helicopter thing where the guy is hanging from the end of the rope, that was well done. The movie itself didn't actually compel me. This Darkman character was not as interesting as Batman or Dick Tracy or or Superman for that matter, but the direction was worth seeing.
I think the direction is the best part of the picture, except that I'm going to challenge you on one thing, which is I thought that the character of Darkman was more interesting than, let's say, Dick Tracy. Here is a guy that is really conflicted. I mean, he has a skill, which is his science, and he's scarred now, and then it's the same thing as like the movie The Fly, where the girlfriend doesn't know who he really is and doesn't know why he's troubled. I think that this guy is not the typical vengeful hero that's so obvious.
If you really want to go back to the beginning of this legend, it would be Swamp Thing, which was the movie that inspired The Fly as well as this, and it has the same thing. The laboratory explodes, the guy runs out, he lands in the water, he winds up horribly scarred, his girlfriend doesn't recognize him. You could have a whole festival of girl doesn't recognize monster movies.
Well, but I think that there's something there in this guy. He is played as a pretty much of a tortured guy, which is risky. I mean, the easiest thing is to play him as a guy who gets off on the violence. He can't control his rage. He loses control. Yeah. This Liam Neeson is an interesting character. I think it's a stronger picture than even you're saying, in addition to the direction, which I admire, because a guy is given a project like this, and how do you realize it? There is more put into this frame for frame than most of the pictures we see, and it's really a tribute to this director, Sam Raimi, but also to the writing of the character and the playing Liam Neeson. All very good. Coming up next, reviews of